Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Buxton, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Thursday, the 25th of January. These are the charts of the day. Well, we had a lot of stocks that did pretty well, and some of the trading stocks and swing stocks, as usual, have been working very nicely, and some are starting to emerge. Look at Abayo, which was a big favorite of ours back in here. For the last few months since October, after reversing that day right there, this stock has basically come down and then gone sideways. In particular, the last 90 days between 14 and 17 and a half, three quarters. Pretty amazing lateral movement, very parallel, and you can see that if it does get through this multiple tops, there's a chance it may extend. Watch going forward, 1770, 60-70 zone. We get through that, 20, 23 are my short-term targets. Volume's picking up, and OBV is looking better. ADVM has exploded, and having gone from 3 to almost 7, the stock's more than 100% in the last 6 weeks. We're a little skeptical. I'm a little skeptical today because of the 3.6 million on the spike up and not far from resistance. Now here's the longer term chart. You can see there's resistance in this zone, which could at some point result in a pullback, but a breakout could take you up in that 10.5, 11 zone. So this could be quite interesting here. Keep an eye on it. If it does pull back and give us a consolidation for a few days, it may be a setup for wave 5, which would be, for me, 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 and 5 would result in who knows where that can go. Pretty strong momentum, and we shall see. Amyris, as I described a few days ago, I like that little inverse head and shoulder, or rounding bottom. Today it popped a little bit. It was up about 23 cents or 4.65%, and I think it has a chance of making it up even further. If this continues and gets to 550, I'm looking for 6.5, 7 range. CBIO also exploding, another biotech junior that's ripping it. Today getting up to the top of the channel, it appears right here, near resistance. It may be extended as it's been up for 7 days in a row. So look for a consolidation, but I don't think it's done longer term. Looking at the long-term chart, you'll see that there may be a line of resistance in here and about the 28.5 to 20 to 29, 30 zone. That would be my short-term target if it does extend. That would be up there. But be careful on something like that that's extended that far. Swing trade CNX, CENX extending today to 23.94, closing 23.80, up 61 cents. But you can see it's near the top of this line connecting these ties. An acceleration through here, and this could get going to 27, 29, 30 range or more. CRC also extended a little bit. It got up to 25 and then backed off to 24.14. It was only up a couple cents, but I'll have to show you that the pattern and the trend is still intact. This is a swing. CRSP, where you can see the base, a strong surge, a little bit of a pause in here, pop, pullback, and then boom. And right now, it's at a very sharp angle. It's basically gone from mid-December around 17 to over 40. So an extremely strong move, and also overbought short term. May need to get one of these consolidations in here for a week or so before it runs up further. If it does run, 50 is the target. GSUM, I like the way this looks. Big volume today, the biggest volume I've seen on it since I've been watching it, 2.1 million, and it popped 61 cents or 5%. There's resistance in the zone, but if this gets up over 14, and that's my next target, 13.90 or thereabout, then I'm looking at 16. Interesting chart. HBIO, another low-price biotech, which had broken out of a base, there's your base, is up against or near resistance at 5. Any further extension, we could see the stock make a run at the 6, 6.25 range, even as high as potential 6.75. That's my next target, though. Iovance, nice run today. This is now, after being up for 9 days in a row, it's paused yesterday and then resumed its advance today. Looking at the long-term chart, you'll see that this is a multi-year high going back to 2015, 3 years. 1503, today's high, 1485. So if we can get to that 1503 level, who knows where this goes. But once again, some of these biotechs have run sharply like they did there, and that paused for a while. It might do the same thing. I'm expecting a rest for the biotech short term. If momentum continues, of course, this could pop to 16, 17, but be very careful with that one as well. ITUS, after the wedge I showed you last week, it broke out and just kept running 4 days in a row now. And what I'm looking at now is a test of this high from back a year and a half ago when it ran up in that 680 range. So that would be a target to consider, and beyond that, maybe we're looking at closer to 9. This is something to keep your eyes on going forward. We're almost 7 days to cover. And of course, Copen had a good day today, breaking out of this little base. The biggest volume I've seen on Copen since September. That's like 5 months. So for me, I'm thinking this is starting to accelerate. It may very well do one of these and move itself up to the 4.5 pause and then run up to 5-6 range. That's what I think is going to happen with that one. 10.5 days to cover on that. Big pop today. Huge pop of MannKind as it popped 41%. 38.8 million. You can see that the coil, the very narrow coil, popped. And went through 2 layers of prior highs and resistance there. So for me, I'm looking for potentially a move towards 4.5, maybe as early as tomorrow. The swing target, though, is 7. This could be very interesting. When this gets momentum like it did there, it flies. SRPT advanced another $1.83, only a little less than 3%, but another new multi-year high. And this is the highest level this Sarepta has reached since way back in here. And we're looking at, 16-year high, folks. And that would be up around 81. That would be, unfortunately, it would have to be my next target. Not unfortunately, we'll see if we get there. There's not a lot between now and there. 75, 80, etc. Those are my targets going forward, especially if it accelerates. DKTX, nice rebound day. It came out of the wedge and popped. Didn't hold it, but still was up 46 cents or 10%. 1.5 million. Mine was the best in weeks, so for me, I think this is the beginning of a move that if it takes out 540, 45, I'm looking for 6.5, 7, 8 up in that zone. And finally, swing trade WTI. Also, stuck his head out above resistance, and it feels like this is 1 and 2 that 3 started, which may carry it well into 6.5, 7 zone. That's my next target on this. Folks, that's a look at some of the longs I had for you tonight. This is HB out. Have a good evening. Let's make some money tomorrow. I'll talk to you then.